President Donald Trump has issued an ultimatum to Russia: end the war with Ukraine or risk having severe tariffs imposed. Moscow could see steep tariffs enforced unless a deal with Kiev is made in 50 days. The president has also committed to providing more weapons to Ukraine during a meeting with NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte overnight.
We've made a deal today where we're going to be sending them weapons and they're going to be paying for them. The United States will not be having any payment made. We're not buying it, but we will manufacture it and they're going to be paying for it.
The decision is that you want Ukraine what it needs to have to maintain, to be able to defend itself against Russia, but you do want Europeans to pay for it, which is totally logical. And this is building on the tremendous success of the NATO summit, the 5%.
Well, just how significant is this shift from the US president? Well, Dominic Waghorn explains.
This wasn't quite the massive shift that had been hyped, but it is a big change all the same. Donald Trump is doing a number of things. He's committing to supply weapons to Ukraine, but only by selling them to European nations first. He is giving Putin an ultimatum: agree to a deal within 50 days, and he's threatening 100% secondary tariffs on Russia if the Russian leader fails to comply. The novel arrangement will see America selling billions of dollars worth of advanced weapons, potentially to European countries, who will then supply them on to Ukraine, instead of America sending them directly to Ukraine, as it has so far in this war. Countries like Germany, Finland, the UK, Denmark would be among the NATO buyers supplying Ukraine. What weapons is not clear beyond Patriot missile air defence batteries. Ukraine desperately needs better protection from Russian air attacks. They've ramped up massively recently, up by 50% in the last month alone. As these figures show here, almost 500 drones fired on the 9th of June, then peaking to more than 740 on one night last week. Compare that to a year ago, when Ukraine was coping with 200 or 300 drones a night on average. The number of drones and missiles launched by Russian forces in June this year was 10 times the amount launched in June 2024, and it is exacting a punishing toll in terms of casualties. Last month saw the highest number of civilian casualties in any month since the war began from air attacks. More than 230 killed and more than 1,300 injured. What Trump has announced today will make a difference and be welcomed in Kyiv, but experts say there is a limit to what Patriot defence systems can do against swarms of cheap drones fired into Ukraine en masse.
Patriot is a system that is designed for high-speed cruise missiles and incoming ballistic missiles. So it's not really the most effective, or rather, it's not really most efficient use of a $3 million interceptor against drones that are being launched that might only cost a few $1,000s each. Also, the numbers that they're being launched in, hundreds a night, would rapidly use up Ukraine's supply of Patriot missiles.
So a shift, it seems, in the president's mindset, but a lot will depend on the details and whether this 50-day deadline for Russia is one the president is prepared to enforce with meaningful action, unlike some of his others.